Hi guys, before I get this video started and jump into the recent travel updates that I know you guys are waiting for, I want to say a huge thank you. Thank you to every single person that has bought my book so far, Lagos Travel Guide. Your reviews, your feedback, I see all your DMs has been mind-blowing. Like, I'm so overwhelmed with the love that you're showing. You guys are doing unboxing videos on Instagram, you are reposting on your social media, you're letting other people know about this amazing book, and I really appreciate every single one of you. Many of you have talked about the quality, the information, the images in the book. Many of you guys love it, so thank you very much for that. If you are new on my channel and you have no clue what I'm talking about, I recently just wrote a book called Lagos Travel Guide. It's the first ever high quality, locally created guide for Lagos, Nigeria, my city. Even if you're not visiting Nigeria, it's a great book to have. So definitely check it out on Amazon. I'm gonna leave the links below if you want to buy on Amazon. And also there's a shipment in Nigeria already for the book so that you can buy directly. I'm gonna add the Flutterwave link whereby you guys can book if you're based in Nigeria, in Lagos, Nigeria, and it will be delivered to you at your door. So please, please, please support your girl. Today's video is going to focus mainly on the UK lockdown, right? And how that lockdown is going to impact your travel to and from Nigeria. And some of you are also traveling through the UK to Nigeria or through the UK out of Nigeria, and you want to know what exactly is going to happen about my tickets, you know, what's happening with B, are they still going to fly, is Virgin still going to fly their normal routine, like what's going on. My video is going to touch on that very specifically. I'm also going to share specific travel experience from Nigerians that have traveled during this lockdown in the past few days and how they've been able to do it. I'm going to give you all that information in my video. I will also touch on the KLM Lufthansa updates. Some of our community members on Travel to Nigeria have been having conversations with KLM on social media, and they've provided some information that I think will be very useful for you guys. I will also be sharing that in my video. Don't forget, your first thing you must do is follow Travel to Nigeria on Instagram if you want to get, you know, with the updates and know what's happening sharp. You need to follow Travel to Nigeria on Instagram. Turn on your notifications so you never miss any of the content on there. And if you have specific questions, of always, please join the Facebook community. We don't answer DMs on our Travel to Nigeria Instagram because it's just so much, but the community page is where you're going to get the support and the information to make your journey to or from Nigeria just easier. Let's get straight into this video. First of all, I'm going to talk about the UK lockdown. On the 5th of November, Thursday the 5th of November, England went into a lockdown. Key to note that it's England and not the whole of the UK that went into a lockdown. And this was put into place because the coronavirus disease was basically spreading rapidly and the number of cases in the UK overall was rising. And they did not want to put pressure on the National Health Service. So this was a quick action to bring down the infection rate. As we all know, with the lockdown, it means that they're restricting movement, restricting travel. So how is this going to affect your travel to or from Nigeria? It's key to note that the lockdown is going to end, yes, on the 2nd of December. So quite a number of weeks before it ends. First of all, some of you are wondering, can I still travel from the UK to Nigeria, given the government is saying everyone should not travel, they should restrict their movements, I shouldn't go to work unless it's like necessary and they can't work from home? This is what the government had to say. So the government said, if you live in England, you must stay at home and avoid travel in the UK or overseas unless for work, education, or other legally permitted reasons, right? If you need to travel, you should look to reduce the number of journeys if possible. So let's take that for a second, right? The government said if you live in England, basically, if you live in England, right? So this is my translation, basically. If you're a dual citizen with a Nigerian passport, you could technically also be living in Nigeria, right? So this rule doesn't necessarily affect you because you don't live in England. Maybe you also live in Nigeria, right? So in my opinion, you will still be allowed to travel. On the other hand, if you had a British passport and you have a Nigerian visiting visa in your British passport, that might be tricky. In that situation, I think the airline may actually reject you leaving due to the lockdown or require you to provide a reason that is very valid that you can travel. In that situation, it will be up to the airline to decide whether to fly you or not. I mentioned before that a few members of the Travel to Nigeria Facebook community have traveled from England, from London to Nigeria in the past few days during the lockdown, and they wrote a post about this, and this is what they had to say. I'm going to share that post with you now. Good day. Just to let you know, I left with Virgin Atlantic from London to Lagos last night, and the flight was quite busy. There was no questions as to why I was flying. The process didn't take up to 30 minutes when I landed from the plane to collecting my luggage. I hope this helps those who wish to travel from the UK during the lockdown. So this is quite reassuring actually that people are still flying easily to Nigeria and airlines aren't really asking any questions. Second of all, and this is a question that a lot of people have been asking, how about given the UK lockdown, can I travel from Nigeria to the UK during this time? Yes, the simple answer is yes, you can, but let me give you the government's answer so that you know that it's just not me forming it for you guys. This is what the government had to say. And I'm reading all this from the government website. I'm going to leave the links below so you guys directly can go and check it out and verify it. I know that I'm not lying to you. Okay, so the government says on their website, that's the gov.uk website, for those planning to travel into England, you should check the current travel corridor list to see whether you need to isolate for 14 days. You will still be required to abide by the instructions set out here, even if you do not need to isolate. So basically, what the government has said is that if you're planning on coming into England during this lockdown period, you should check the current travel corridor list to see if you need to isolate. So just to know what the travel corridor list is, basically, there's some countries that the UK has selected that if you're traveling in from these countries, you need to isolate for 14 days. So for example, I was actually in Switzerland at one point, and I came into the UK, and Switzerland, if you're coming from Switzerland, you're not part of the travel corridor, which means that you have to isolate for 14 days. So I had to isolate in the UK for 14 days. So you need to know. So they're not saying nobody can. Basically, this is actually saying you can travel into the UK. There's no issue. The only issue is, do you come from a country that requires you to self-isolate for 14 days? Right? And beyond that, they've said that even if you don't need to self-isolate for 14 days, you still need to follow the rules here, right, of the lockdown, right? So you can't say because you're coming from a different country, the lockdown does not apply to you. The lockdown applies to you. The only issue is, are you self-isolating for 14 days or not? I hope that makes sense. So it's quite good to know that the UK is not restricting entry into the country, which wasn't the case for, the likes of Canada and the US back a couple of months ago, where they're basically restricting people from entering their country if they weren't residents or if they weren't citizens. So it's quite good to know that that is not the case in this situation. So thirdly, let's talk about whether airlines are still going to fly during this period or not. I know this will be of particular interest for a lot of people that are connecting through the UK. Maybe you're connecting to take BA to Lagos or take Virgin to Lagos. You might be wondering, is my flight still gonna hold? What's gonna happen with that? Once the announcement was made about a week ago that most likely the UK will go into a lockdown, this is what BA had to say. BA said this: we understand that the UK government announcement of a new national lockdown for England may have caused uncertainty around your travel plans for November. If your flight is cancelled, please rest assured that we will contact you, right? Please do ensure that your contact details are up to date within Manage My Booking. Our call centers are receiving a huge number of volumes of calls at the moment, so bear with us, and if you need to change your flight or apply for a voucher, you can still visit our Book with Confidence pages, right? So BA has come out to say, there might be, some cancellations. They're basically hinting at it, right? So bear this in mind. Virgin also, which is the second airline that flies directly to Lagos, Nigeria, said this: "We are aware of the latest guidelines issued by the UK government that from the 5th of November, UK nationals should avoid all non-essential travel. Our teams will be in contact with any customers whose travel may be affected to discuss their options. Any customers who made their bookings through a third party or travel agent should contact them directly with any questions. We understand that changing travel restrictions may make you unsure about what date to change your ticket to. For all travel up to," okay, so they talk about change fees and all that. It's there. You guys can read that later. And I'll put the link down for that too. But essentially, BA and Virgin are saying that most likely we're going to have, change to our schedule. We're going to have some cancellations, but we're going to contact you. So make sure your information on your booking is up to date, right? And since that date that they made that announcement, Virgin Atlantic has already changed its schedule, right? And I'm going to put it up here, a post we put up recently, where someone said, "Oh, be careful, folks, from next week," which is this coming week, this week, Virgin is only going to be flying to Lagos on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. So they've reduced their schedule, right? So they've canceled a lot of flights. So if this is important if you're connecting to take Virgin, right? If the flight that you're taking, connecting from Virgin, isn't on the Tuesday, Wednesday, or Saturday, I would advise you to be proactive and call Virgin to see how they can accommodate that change for you, because most likely your flight, if it's not on those days, it is 100% going to be canceled, right? So it's important for you to know this. I'm not yet sure about BA in terms of their schedules, if they revised it, but if they do revise it, and it's been right, if they do revise it, key for you to follow Travel to Niger on Instagram, because we are 100% going to update you guys on there. So make sure you follow Travel to Niger on Instagram for that information. I think overall, when it comes to this whole UK lockdown, issue, I think it's important for you to be proactive yourself, to call the airlines, because I will not rely on an airline calling me if my flight is like imminent in a few weeks. Definitely call them to see what they can do about that. And finally, guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Lufthansa, KLM, Air France ban. Like, what's happening with that? Are they flying to Nigeria? Will they be flying to Nigeria in December? Honestly, there is no update on that. Everything has been speculation as to maybe in December they'll start flying. To be honest, if you're planning to travel to Nigeria during this Christmas period, I would avoid Lufthansa, Air France, or KLM, because I don't want you to be disappointed. But I have heard from some community members on Travel to Niger that they had a Lufthansa ticket, but Lufthansa was able to change it for them to BA, which is amazing because they're not part of the same alliance group. So I don't know if they have some sort of partnership there that is not formalized that I don't know about. So that is something for Lufthansa people, people that have booked on Lufthansa, to maybe reach out to see whether they can be rebooked on Virgin or BA to fly to Nigeria in December. Do not rely that or hope that these airlines are going to fly, because I don't want you to be disappointed, right? So no updates on there yet, but if any updates come about, I will definitely be updating you guys, and the team on Travel to Niger will be updating you guys. So make sure you follow us on there on Travel to Niger on Instagram. Follow our community page also. I really hope this video has been super useful. If you have any specific questions that you want to ask that is not in the group or anywhere else on the community pages, do ask it here down below, and I'll try my utmost best to respond to you guys. So guys, that is the end of all my updates. I really hope the information has been super useful. I reiterate, please follow the community on Travel to Niger on Instagram, and also follow our private Facebook community page. I'm going to leave the link below. The information, the resource on there is so useful, like so useful. I don't have the capacity to respond to every single DM that we receive, but please like join these groups. The information there is so valuable. Don't forget to subscribe here to, you know, Sassy Funke on YouTube, and let's grow. I want to get to 50K before December, and I know you guys can make it happen. Give this video a thumbs up, share this video to who you think might find it useful. As always, thank you for your support. Don't forget to buy Lagos Travel Guide, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.